Hello, welcome back to Ones of the Force, a Star Wars podcast. My name is Phil, of course, and I'm joined as usual by Dave and indeed George this evening. Good evening, gentlemen.
How are we? It's been a while. When was the last time I was back? Was it Christmas? Can't be that long ago.
I think it was our 2019 preview video. I think it was the last time you were on.
No, there was a video before I moved house, before I moved home.
There was
the internet
one
cut
more.
off. Yeah, I'm home, guys. I'm just still at work every day, so I can't really make it. But I have internet again.
And because Dave is rubbish at loading things up and lost a lot of things, so that's why we're late today. My fault. I take the blame. But yeah, it's that's why I lost a lot of information I needed to go through.
Indeed. Welcome back to Ones of the Force, the Star Wars podcast, the podcast that's never on time.
It really is the case.
Sorry, we wouldn't be asked if we weren't on time. However, there's no running joke this evening. The joke is here, which is George. So we might just crack into it this evening. Because the first bit of news we've got this evening is the new poster that's been leaked, and that's something that jumped out today. That's something that's very interesting. That sparked a bit of debate between the three of us of its validity, if we think it's real or not. I'm on the camp that I think it's real. There's a little bit too much detail, a little bit too much that's from the leaked set photos or from the leaked costume photos. That's from all the details we've had. It's been rumored here and there. It's just a bit too good for me.
If anyone hasn't seen it already, it came online earlier today. It's not the theatrical poster. I think we all can agree this is something no one will see at any cinemas or anything. I'm sure Lucas is trying to burn every copy of it right now they can find. But it's one of those, I kind of called it the Force Friday posters. Like when you're in the queue, this will be printed on the bags. This will come in like the magazines, so Toys Out Now. It's like that kind of a cross between concept art and the poster.
Yeah.
I think it's real. I'm kind of really annoyed because we were so close to seeing nothing until Celebration.
2 weeks out, man. 2 weeks.
We were 2 weeks away, and mate, I can imagine the wrath of Lucas from right now, hunting down everyone online.
It's crazy. I mean, yeah, as we were saying earlier, the validity of it kind of came with that there's too much in it that's correct for it not to be a real release. And like I say, I think it's very much a post that you would see either for merchandising or to be like a post you would buy in a shop. That you would buy a poster online or something like that with all that so many characters, especially the red troopers over the bottom. Kind of got that feel of a poster for people to purchase and not the actual real.
So I described the Knights of Ren as Bohemian Rhapsody music video.
This is very true. Very true. The other thing that gives it a little bit more validity is the fact there's no title on it.
Also,
there's no Episode 9 or Star Wars like we had the Force Awakens of Last Jedi. There's no bit in the middle. There's no title, which means when it comes down to the title, that's easier to dismiss because we haven't had anything at all. Whereas the details of the costume, details, and everything else, it kind of just looks that little bit too produced, that little bit too well done.
And let's talk about the worst thing on there, which is C-3PO.
C-3PO becoming HK-47 with a blaster.
I saw this and I was like, this poster's fake. They've kind of replaced Chewbacca with a C-3PO. And then I looked up and saw Chewbacca and I was like, oh no, it's real.
Yeah, and why is he wearing Chewie's bandolier and why does he have his blaster? And I don't like.
Why does Lando wear Han's clothes? Because Star Wars.
I mean, I saw the girl and I was like, Lando's daughter. Let the speculation begin. She looks very Calrissian in those clothes, without stereotyping a prejudice.
No, I get what you're saying. Absolutely.
Yeah, and again, when it comes down to it, Poe's outfit again, the way the body is, the way the actual. If you zoom in, it doesn't look too photoshopped. It's way like the head joined onto a body kind of thing. It looks everything's just that little bit too well done. And there's a droid has to be. There's so many little details. And as Dave pointed out, actually, with Alphabeti Spaghetti Squadron, the not final cover art we had matches perfectly to the T-70, the A-Wing, and the Y-Wing.
I think as well, when you look at these posters, you can always spot a Photoshop because normally the person will get 70% right and there'll be one obvious glaring error. Even from like the posing of Kylo M, you got to look at how they're posed. Have you seen that in a previous poster? Have you not? Never seen Kylo pose like that.
No.
I've not seen Finn pose like that. John Boyega, Rey, all of them have got new poses. I mean, they've got a bloody.
It reminds us when we got the Solo poster leaked. That Force Friday, that toy art style we had leaked. It kind of reminds me of when we had that done.
Yeah.
Very much.
No,
Just
no,
a little
I'd
bit
agree with
too
that.
good to be true, but it is true, kind of thing.
Yeah,
And
it's definitely real. Yeah.
It's. I mean, obviously, we don't encourage leaked images, leaked photos, but you know, if you see some Star Wars trending on Twitter right now, then there's a fairly obvious reason why.
Yeah, it's us. We're back and we're live. That's why we're trending. It's fine.
They're all here. So I was like, oh my god, George is back. Where's he been?
Yeah.
'Cause you get him like once for like 4 months, then you're gonna get him 4 times in like 4 days in April. Like,
Yeah.
madness.
Oh yeah, too right. It's one of those things of that all this time we've been searching for a map, not leading to Luke Skywalker, but leading to George.
You're just there, like, oh, good, he's back just in time for the exclusives at Celebration.
That's our reasoning. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll get to that later, but yes, we're gonna have a good talk about bloody Star Wars Celebration, aren't we?
Oh yes.
We are
Oh,
2
yes.
weeks away. I mean, I love it. Dave messaged me earlier, like, there's not much on the schedule. It's all Star Wars Celebration, and I got the schedule. So like, it's happening.
Yeah, we need something that's going to be a short episode because you're 2 weeks out from Celebration. There's not by this point any information to come out is going to be nothing.
Yeah.
You know, I did watch our breaking news update for the Star Wars show, and the only thing in that was new was a new audiobook, which I'll get into, Star Wars, which I'm extremely excited for, but we'll get onto that later.
All the news right now is previewing news that's going to come out in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
You know, this is the news. Here's a panel coming out soon. This is the next piece of news. Here's another panel coming out soon. Here's a bit of news. These are the exclusives going on sale in soon. So, you know, I mean, it was like this 2 years ago in 2017. The build up to Orlando was extremely pleasant. I mean, I think we spoke well over a year ago myself as well after Solo came out that, you know, as much as I enjoyed Solo, I had issues with that. I still very much like it today. It didn't work coming out 5 minutes after Last Jedi. But what it has done is what we all wanted it to do is that when you get that gap to episode 9, you know, the hype is commencing. Because if Solo had come out, and I don't want to sound rude, if Solo had come out in December, I'd have loved that. It would have been great. But I like the fact that we've had a bit of a gap now for a new episode film.
Yeah.
And as the politest way possible, Solo's failures in terms of a box office, just box office numbers, has increased my hype for episode 9. Because I just want it to smash the records. I want it to beat Endgame. I don't think it will, but I want it to.
Yeah, I think Endgame's numbers might be a little bit too high for this to reach to. I think
It still won't hit Force Awakens, though. Endgame won't surpass... I mean, if Infinity War won't pass Force Awakens, and Endgame
definitely won't, no.
3-hour screenings, that's going to limit how many they can show in a day. Marvel, you lose.
Yeah, it's going to be a long day, especially the double feature.
That's
Or the triple bill, which we might end up doing, or however long, the screening is.
I've got a week off work for episode 9. That's all I need to know. If you guys want to know the ways of a premieres, then I will show you the ways.
Oh, I think we'll be up for that. I think we'll be up for that.
I think it sounds like a trip, yeah.
It's going to be lively, to say the least. But no, I've got well off topic. I'm going to leave it back to you guys. I feel like a special guest on my own podcast.
Well, this is what happens when you're on for 4 or 5 episodes, which happens to be like 6 months, you know?
But that's, you know, it's going well, though, when it doesn't feel like it's been that long.
That's a good thing. Yeah. That's a good sign.
I mean, you know, we're always on Facebook to one another. I don't just disappear and just not bother with anybody. For anyone that's sort of listening, watching, I am always around. Whenever I get, I mean,
yeah, I always put that in the. Yeah, I always put that when I do the running joke of Dave and absent. I always put, you're always in the chat. You're always giving us new information or helping out.
Just
with
have
the
like a
schedule,
screenshot of like just my Facebook message, and it'll be like me saying, "Heard rumors, this is coming out." There's your news.
Yep. I have just bought X autograph.
Oh, we're gonna get to that, aren't we?
Yeah. Oh, we are. You turned into that who hate paying stupid amounts of autographs, but we will get onto that, and we will have a good laugh there. For now, we're going to go to the next bit of news, and Dave, I'm going to let you take this one, which is the Frank Oz bit of news.
Yeah, it was actually just something that came out. Actually, I think it was the day after our last podcast that people were online suddenly again attacking Frank Oz's portrayal of Yoda in The Last Jedi, the way he behaved, and that he blew up the tree, the magic tree with the books in. And it literally, like, it comes to something when Frank Oz actually comes onto Twitter and goes, you know what? I have a pretty intimate knowledge of who Yoda is. I don't think he's out of character at all. It's just this. It's still this Last Jedi attack that's still ongoing. It's nuts.
Yeah, it's. I mean, the actual bit itself is like you never picked up on that Yoda was trying to fool Luke in Empire Strikes Back. He was acting crazy, like a pest, because he didn't want Luke knowing who he was just yet. So yeah, in the Last Jedi, he was out of character by burying the Force tree, especially saying. And then after that, you got the actual reply from Frank Oz going, "I kind of have pretty intimate knowledge of who Yoda is, and I don't feel as out of character at all." And it's one of those things of when it comes down to Luke and Yoda and some of the other characters in the Last Jedi. You still have to remember this is the middle part of the trilogy, and people are still not getting that.
Yeah, it's exactly, and I think when I think of Yoda from the Last Jedi, you know, it's been almost 2 years now, and I'm sat there thinking, you know, he felt like Episode 5 Yoda, the opening Yoda, where he's kind of just being a bit weird, and,
Yeah.
and being funny,
Yeah.
and that's how I felt he was in Episode 8. But I kind of feel that Yoda in that situation would be acting like that.
Well, Yoda is more Yoda in that scene than he has been in a while. In terms of, again, he's messing with it. He goes, well, where the hell have you been for the past few years? You shut yourself off for the Force. You know, I've already got Obi-Wan to talk to and Qui-Gon. Bit lonely here, and your dad's a bit of a nutter. So what the hell's going on?
And if you're not careful, your grandson will join us.
Exactly. So buck your ideas up. And I love the bit with the books. He's like, have you read them? Yeah, they're not good. he's still trying to teach him lessons. He's being how he was in Empire, but still teaching lessons, and that's what makes Yoda Yoda.
No, that's a very good way to look at it, actually. But no, like, if they're anyone to abuse Frank Oz as well, come on.
Yeah.
There's cheap shots, like, you know. But I mean, I'm not defending this. I mean, I've seen Mark Hamill I've seen everyone get abused. But Frank Oz, like,
he's a legend.
But like, he's done nothing wrong. He's a puppeteer.
Yeah.
Like I get it. I see why. No, I don't want to say either. I don't want to agree with anything to do, but I don't understand how and where criticism has come from for him individually as someone so tied into this legacy, so tied into the history of Star Wars. It's not like someone new came on as Yoda and was shit.
No,
yeah, sorry to swear. I swear so much now. It's not like someone new came on as Yoda, had a different voice or had different mannerisms.
Yeah, it's not Episode 2, Episode 3 Yoda, which was the puppet being replaced with CG. They've gone back. They've done it properly. Where is the? I don't get the outrage. I generally don't.
No, that's fair. That's the best way of doing it.
It's just a strange one, a really strange one to kind of come out now.
Indeed, and that's what we're going to say. We don't understand where it comes from. This particular scenario, it's just completely unjust. It's usually unjust a lot of times, but this one, it really is unjust. The next bit at all, we have Oscar Isaac getting upstaged by C-3PO the day he wrapped on the sets on Episode 9. So Oscar Isaac appeared earlier this week on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. How Anthony Daniels upstaged him on the day he wrapped on the last film. Again, Dave, you were the one that picked this particular bit up the news, so I'm going to let you kind of go through this one.
Yeah, the video came up earlier, maybe today or yesterday. But yeah, Oscar Isaac was just saying that he was just finishing. He wrapped his scene, and obviously, as they do, they give you a picture wrap. This is the picture wrap on Oscar Isaac, and he said his bit goodbyes. And then, literally, as soon as they finished, they then wrapped Anthony Daniels at exactly the same moment in the same scene. And then he just said he was just so upset because then Anthony Daniels went on to give all this amazing speech saying goodbye to Star Wars and how he had the most fun on this film that he'd had in any of the films that he's done with Star Wars. And he just said that feeling of like, oh, who's this Oscar Isaacs guy who's in a few films? Yeah, everyone was just paying attention to Anthony Daniels. Just completely.
To be fair, though, compared to Anthony Daniels in Star Wars, Oscar Isaac is a scrub. He's only been in 3, whereas Anthony Daniels has been there since 77.
Anthony Daniels is the only one that's been in all 10 films.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who's probably second? Warwick Davis, I think, at this point, surely.
No,
yeah,
you'd
Kenny
have
Baker
Kenny Baker.
No, I don't think
Kenny Baker. No, Kenny Baker did 5. 1, 2, 3. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
No, because he did 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, and 7.
Three CGI.
Yeah, it's all CG. It's no droid.
That's still 6 though.
No, it's 5.
1, 2, 2, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah,
and he did part of 7, didn't he?
No. He was just.
Oh no, sorry, Jimmy V, wasn't it?
Jimmy V did 7. He was uncredited. They credited Kenny Baker. It's got to be Warwick Davis. What did Warwick Davis do? 6, 1,
2, 3.
Was Warwick Davis in 2 and 3?
Yeah, he was in 6. Then he did 1, 2, 3, Solo,
Rogue One,
7, Rogue One, and 8. Yeah, he's done 9 films.
and he's going to probably. I'm guessing he'll be in Episode 9.
Oh, without
and Rebels. Well, everyone's been in Rebels, but yeah.
Yeah,
but we're talking films because Anthony Daniels was in Rebels and Clone Wars and in every canonical and non-canonical video game as well. Basically any portrayal of Anthony Daniels, well, C-3PO, Anthony Daniels has done it.
He is him. You know, it's a legend.
Really
Again,
yeah.
I love how Star Wars, you've got like the legends, the core cast, and everything, but then you've got like the elite tier. You've got like your John Williams, your George Lucases. They're in their own bracket. Like there's like pyramids and pyramids of layers to it.
Oh, absolutely.
And then I'd say that probably I mean, this is a debate for another time. That would actually be a fascinating episode if we spoke about the layers of like respect and style individuals have.
When you have God tier, which is Anthony Daniels, because he is a god to the Ewoks, he's Goldenrod. It's just how he is. Have him floating on a chair. It's like, here we go. I am the king of Star Wars.
I think you think that, yes.
Indeed. I mean, yeah, to be fair, though, so Oscar Isaac, though, yeah, he's done a great job in 7 and 8. Love his work in Resistance. I think he's one of the best parts of the TV show. We're assuming he's going to be good in 9. But yeah, naturally, he's going to get upstaged by C-3PO. I mean, it's 3PO. Goldenrod will upstage Poe Dameron. End of. George, we're going to let you take the next bit, though, with the news on Lee Towers saying goodbye from the Star Wars workshop.
Yes, so Lee Towersy is one of the R2 UK droid builders. He's obviously built his own R2 over the years. He's someone that I've grown to say personally, who's a great guy who helped me in my documentary university. If anyone saw that, and now he's, I think, chair of the UK R2 club. So whenever I go to events with the guys, Lee's usually there. And of course, those that don't know, he was selected by sort of Kathleen Kennedy, JJ, to work on the Star Wars films, along with sort of many of the builders across the last 6 years now, since this, I think, 2013. And Lee put a tweet on Twitter. He retweeted the original. I mean, I don't know if you guys remember when Bad Robot first tweeted it, like day one of the workshop. Yeah. There's a couple of guys on there. That was Lee and Oliver, who were Steeples, who both did the panels at episode 7 in 2015 in Anaheim. And he tweeted his farewell. He worked on it for 5.5 years. And obviously, after it wrapped, I'm guessing he would still been working at Pinewood and whatnot. So it's quite fascinating being the age we are now where, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but when the internet wasn't around enough, I guess, social media certainly, we had the prequels, right? I would have been so intrigued to have seen how the prequels cast would have anticipated their goodbyes and whatnot.
Yeah. Because
we've seen, John Boyega's tweets, we've seen so many of the cast tweeting there. JJ as well, I would have loved to have seen, I don't mean this to be rude or, how would they have acted? Had social media today been around with the prequels cast in that era, so like Sam Jackson, if anyone follows him on Instagram, all he does is just like upload pictures of himself in his makeup chair, just putting funny faces. Yeah. And then, like, imagine him saying goodbye to his character, like in 2005, like what those social media posts would have been like.
Well, Facebook wasn't around in 2007. We didn't have social media for
things. Yeah, and certainly, and that's why I'd have loved to have sort of seen, because obviously now it's the end of, I say end of an era. It is. I've said this many times to you guys that this is like the first era of the Disney Star Wars is ending with episode 9. What follows next, to me personally, is going to begin with The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
That's like phase 2, and then God knows what follows.
We'll have to wait and see, but at least we'll be around to do it.
There is that, yes. I'll try sticking around.
Because you're going to get shots in Chicago waiting to get into an autograph panel.
Us hiring an assassin to make sure we get your autographs, mate.
I'll be like, I could picture being anyway. Man's like, give me your wallet. I'll just throw him the wallet. Like, give me the postage tube. Never.
Just leave me the poster.
Take my exclusives. Just leave me my posters, please. Ooh. That's all I've got.
If it's the Pops, you can have them.
Oh, hey, hang on. Let's not go too far.
I'm just like, these were Dave's. These were Phil's. He's like, no, I want the Phantom Menace ones. Oh no. No, it's been nice seeing everyone say goodbye to the shoot. I mean, it's been. Sorry, I missaid something. I shouldn't have there. And guess what follows next? Star Wars Celebration. That's a nice way to break off. I almost said something on air I shouldn't have. So I'll talk to you guys about that after on.
Well, we might as well continue the social media side of things when we talk about Jon Favreau's post, which is of Taika Waititi and an unnamed, probably IG-88 IG droid on screen. The hype for me is just building and building for the Mandalorian. When you keep having bits like this pop up, it's just Oh, it's so powerful. I mean, I'm looking. It's one of the things I'm looking forward to most from Celebration. We'll be seeing whatever we get out of Mandalorian.
Oh, certainly.
Yeah, this image was when it came out just from nowhere as well. Just Favreau just likes tweeting these things, no announcement. Just putting this out. Just
catch it. It's what he does though. He just casually goes, "Here you go. Have the ice cream maker. Have the gun from the Boba Fett little cartoon in the holiday special. Here, have Taika being the IG. Just casually throw it out there and watching the fans just explode and our little chat just go absolutely nuts."
Oh, I love the fact that they're allowing him to show a bit more, similar to, I guess, what Ryan Johnson did a little bit towards the end after kind of Celebration, but before Episode 8 came out, where they come out, we trust you, we don't mind you showing the odd behind the scenes photo.
Yeah,
and I like that they've got, because it's like Ron Howard as well. It just slowly builds. All the secrecy is great for you. Episode 9. I don't want people to tweet Episode 9 stuff. But when you've got some of the Mandalorian, which isn't the core episodes, it's something new. It's marketing, and that's helping people. Like Jon Favreau, he's even putting his Avengers post on Instagram the other day. He's a guy to have an Instagram, and he's going to help spread the word. Then you've got people like Taika Waititi, and just tagging him in it instantly makes it like interesting.
Yeah.
So I'm very intrigued to see, and I hope at the panel that I think there'll be a trailer, maybe like 5-10 minutes shown, if that. But I hope they've got like the cast and the directors to come out, because there's some very good directors that are going to be on that as well.
I think there's got to be something, because they're going to want to build this up so much. I think there will be sort of an announcement of this is your trailer, and then this is your cast. And I'm sure you'll find out a bit more about the character.
What I'm personally hoping for will be a global announcement for how the rest of the world's going to sit. We know Disney Plus is coming to States, but we need to know how or where we're going to be able to watch it in the UK.
And will it be a one episode a week, or shall it be the Netflix all that binge?
That'd be interesting to watch.
One of my biggest questions, because I want it all up front. I don't want to wait 10 weeks. I want it all.
I actually kind of want it to be a weekly build-up.
I just want to wake up in the morning, have a day off work, and be like 10 hours of new Star Wars content.
And then we sit and digest it all.
We're just sitting there in our pajamas and just like meshing each other. I half did that for Daredevil. I did that in 2 sittings. Star Wars, I will do in 1.
Oh, yes. That would be amazing. That would be a good...
It has to be done. It just has to be done indeed. Now we are going to move on to Star Wars Celebration. George, seeing as you are our reporter on the ground for Star Wars Celebration, and the one that's spending horrific amounts of money, which Dave and I are just laughing at, you might as well crack into this.
Jealous of, really.
We are jealous, but we get to laugh at the hilarious totals that we keep seeing being added.
I just can't wait for you guys to send over the money for your exclusives and me just to turn around with like an autograph of like, I don't know, Enfys Nest. And it's not even going to be signed on the picture of the helmet. It will be like the normal face. I don't want to sound rude. I just mean in the sense that Enfys Nest was great until the mask came off, but like a Boba Fett. No. So the big news is, if anyone follows his Darth Van Oden on Twitter, I think his name's Mark. He's head of tops. Last Friday, he announced that the final Star Wars Celebration guest would be announced, and there I was, already in a low mood because of the lottery system, which I'm sure we'll get into. I kind of sat there like, there's one guest left. They haven't announced Mark Hamill.
And he was ranting at us, by the way, at this
I was,
point
yes,
in the chat.
I was just getting really, I was just sat there at work. I was in a fine mood at work. I was just getting really aggravated just thinking. And I was like, they've not announced Anthony Daniels. They've not announced Mark Hamill. They're telling me they've got one announcement left. It's like, this is absolute nonsense. And I mean, I don't want to sound rude. They've done a great job with their guests, because now I'm happy. It was only Hayden Christensen. And at this point, I do not ever do this often. But I can, like, in my car when I'm driving, I've got an app that hooks my phone up to my screen. I can, like, do audio messages. There I was, driving home from work on a Friday, listening to Queen as you do. And then, like, my phone just beeped, and it was like, it's Hayden Christensen. And I just started screaming. And I send you guys, like, a voice audio note for, like, 4 seconds, which I don't actually know if it's audible.
It is.
Like, it's Hayden. And, oh boy!
It genuinely sounded like you were having a party.
I was so over the moon. Like I think because I'd had like a couple of days where I was a bit iffy with Star Wars Celebration. I'm still looking forward to it, obviously, but when you have like a day of doubt and you're And then you're there like, I've waited all this time for a Hayden Christensen autograph. I'm meeting the Emperor. I'm meeting Tamura Morrison. I'm meeting Ahmed Best. I just want the chosen one. And Anakin, as someone that will happily always say, I grew up with the prequels. Episode 3 was still one of my favorites. I mean, I loved all of 10, but Episode 3 had a big impact on me, as all the other prequels did. But Episode 3 was the one. And Anakin Skywalker was the badass everyone my age wanted to be. You had the lightsaber. You weren't allowed the hair. You wanted the cool. you wanted the cool scar across the face. You wanted to be with Natalie Portman, and he's a legend. And then they tweet, "Oh, he's $199 for a photo and autograph," and I was like, and I just kind of just sat there like at home, just looking like $199. I was like, I thought maybe 150 max. He was 125 in 2017. He was 125 in New York last year. 199. I went to my parents' room. I was like, so Hayden Christensen's going to Star Wars Celebration. I text all my family at this point that he was going. Like all of my family were aware. And I just went in there like I had some of like my savings from the traveling, and I was there like, here's some cash. I need it in my account. 4 p.m. Monday they go on sale. And they're like, why have you given us? They're like, because no one has the money in their account to pay for this. And 4 p.m. I get to work on Monday morning, speak to like my bosses. They're like, 3:58, I need a 5-minute break. You can take it off my lunch. You can take it off whatever. I will be gone out of the room for 5 minutes. And then I got out at 3:58. I went outside. I pressed refresh. It only actually went on at 4:01. And I literally just scampered, got my tickets, put them in the basket, got hit by a 10% booking fee, which I didn't like. Photograph and autograph and a 10% booking fee. And then you obviously converted to pounds, hit me harder as well. And then I walked back in the room. I was there like, I'm going to meet Hayden fucking Christensen. Like, sorry. Honestly, the last 6 months I've got really bad at swearing. Like, I mean, I was bad before, but not like I just naturally having conversations.
Which proves how long you haven't been on the show for, because you haven't had me.
I don't let anyone tell me off. Like, I just do it. Like, I don't see any kids anymore. Like, I don't work in retail. Like, I don't have to mind my mouth. I just sit there on the phone to get mental. But no, I mean, I'm going to meet him, and it's going to be Saturday the 13th of April, and it coincidentally it's the day where there's a panel I don't care about. All my autographs are booked for Saturday. I mean, is this a good time to like vaguely shift into tonight's news about the autograph?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
So I've never been to a convention in America. So obviously I said I've only got 4 autographs booked for this. I really wanted Forrest Whitaker. This is another about the Hayden story. I said, right, I'm not going to get a Forrest Whitaker autograph because on the off chance it's Anakin Skywalker, I will regret it. And it was Anakin. I'd love to meet Forrest Whitaker, but I don't have that money anymore. And I can't meet anyone from Rebels either, but that'll do. The thing is, I look at who's going to do a convention again soon. I could see the animated cast going across seas to like European conventions.
Yeah. Sorry, just look at our comments here. Apart from, first off, good evening, B. Thank you for joining. And Robin saying, I swore at the beginning, so apparently you're fine. I don't remember swearing, but damn it, I've been caught out apparently.
I think what I want to talk about the autographs for this is, so in an English convention, you go to an autograph, you join a queue, you wait, you pay your money, you get an autograph, you go home. Well, whatever. Photographs, yes, it's obvious you get given a time slot. Now, I was on my lunch break at work. I had 4 emails come through from Epic Photos. It's like, your ticket has changed. And they basically given me allocated timings for all of my autograph sessions on Saturday, which apparently I shall be meeting Hayden Christensen at 11:10 a.m. Then in the next 10 minutes, I'll be meeting Ian McDermott. And then I'll be meeting Ahmed Best at 2:20 p.m. And then I'm going to have a photo of Hayden Christensen at the same time Tamura Morrison signs. So apparently, there's like 2 of me going round. I've just found out online that they basically put all the schedules out today. They've not made the schedule clear, but obviously the gap of me getting this morning to getting home from work, the chance to re-alter all of your autographs, there's like almost no slots left. But I've basically been able to juggle a couple of things around. So I'm now meeting Tamura Morrison on the Friday night. Hayden still Saturday morning. McDermott Saturday morning still. Anakin photo. Then Tamura Morrison, Ahmed Best in the afternoon. I don't mind shifting all of those to the Saturday because that's the day that I think there's only one panel I want to go to, which is like the Builders Club. In theory, I guess I shouldn't have done my autographs on the Saturday, but I don't want to miss anything on Monday for the episode 1 panel. I don't want to potentially miss out on the episode 9 panel if I can get through the lottery system. Saturday's my autograph day, but I'm going to come home with an episode 3 poster that's almost complete.
Excellent.
So I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of waffling on at this point, but
Yeah, you're gonna have a poster that's gonna be worth more than your car.
I mean, maybe my episode 7 one is. I mean, I think, did everyone know I met Adam Driver? Was that said on the show?
No,
I
No,
don't
it wasn't.
know
Well,
if we covered
hey,
it.
I met Adam Driver. I don't want to brag, but I was emotional that day. That was a great day. I think I was more shocked that basically it was. I mean, I'm not going to go on it because I know we're kind of over scheduled, but at the BAFTAs, I just had my poster in case the off chance he did sign because I know he's quite shy. I just saw the man walk past all the interviews. And I was kind of there like, oh no, this is episode 8. This is episode 8 all over again. He's just going to walk through the entire red carpet. And then he just started signing. I just remember screaming, Adam Driver is effing signing. And all these people like at the BAFTA start turned and started looking around and they could actually see what was happening. And boy, I was so starstruck. I mean, I don't get that anymore. I don't get starstruck anymore. But seeing Adam Driver in like sign my thing, I can't remember what I said to him. It's like Hugh McGregor. I didn't know what I said, but I just didn't have the balls to ask him for a photo because I was that. One of the friends I was with basically apparently I stared at my poster for about 5 seconds, and apparently I just stared.
I did the same after meeting Hamill, getting my my VHS sign.
It's weird, isn't it? Like you don't. And apparently I was like proper shaking it and like there, like my hands were like there. It doesn't happen often. Like I don't know, but meeting Andrew, I mean, not just Star Wars, Black Klansman. Look at the kid's career. He's done so much with such quality directors at such a young age, and obviously, he's the one I want to meet. I'd love to meet him again, but I mean, he's not going to be episode 9 panel. He's doing
show on Broadway.
Yes, he's doing Broadway for a couple of months. I mean. He's literally just finished Star Wars and gone straight to Broadway. Like he doesn't stop. He's a great actor. But that was a big moment. So that leaves me 4 remaining for episode 9. Well, the new cast basically. But anyway, I'm wafting on, guys. What's next?
Oh, what is next? Well, actually, it's the lottery system next.
Yeah, cool. We can go with that.
Right.
We might as well continue on the celebration train whilst we're on it.
Celebration train. So for those that don't know. The best thing about Star Wars Celebration is the overnight queues to get your wristbands. It's how the 3 of us met.
It is indeed.
And it was a fine night. It's a cold floor, but you know what? You go there with the guarantee, I'm going to get a wristband in the morning.
And if you're lucky, you end up with a podcast afterwards. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, we got 2 in 1. I mean,
Yeah,
we just, who am I going to pay talk to for 2 hours now? I mean, to be fair, I bet you guys thought, oh, thank God, George isn't going to meet a new 2 people and go off and do another podcast.
Another one. Yeah.
George just starts sharing some Facebook posts like, what's this?
We need to have words, George.
And no, so there's a new system in place which I have very, very mixed feelings on. So for those that haven't seen it, if you want to get into the main panels, the episode 9, the Phantom Menace, Mandalorian, apparently people were going to queue overnight for the theme park, not the opening, the panel. They basically said we are eradicating the overnight camping of the whole wristbands in the nights. We are now introducing an app. This app where you will do lottery system reservations. You can apply for all of them, all the panels you want to go in, and you may get into one. Download the app to find out more. It's now Wednesday, and the app's still not been around. And now they also double whammy of announcements to get into the Hasbro, Lego, and Funko stands. You also need to win a lottery. Now, my issue with this, I understand they don't want people queuing. They don't want any issue. Apparently, in Orlando, there was a nightmare with queuing in the streets. Apparently, there's sort of issues with the weather. I understand they're trying to clamp down on the queuing overnight for security reasons, etc., etc. And they wanted, it gives everyone a chance to win. I was like, well, yes, it does give everyone a chance to win.
But also gives everyone a chance to lose.
Well, it's more the fact that I'm flying to another country. I mean, I don't want to sound arrogant myself. I mean, this is anyone that's traveling there. If you really want to go, you will queue overnight. And it's essentially your guarantee.
Yeah.
Because if you care that much, and I don't want to sound like arrogant and rude, I get it if you've got kids and whatnot, you can still find a way. You can, people don't mind sharing spots for one another, as long as it's not taking the mix, sharing like 5 spots and you're on your own. My issue with this is that I could potentially travel to another country for a convention, be in the convention, not get into the panel, not get into the second room where they are streaming the panel, not get into the third room where they are streaming the stream of the panel, and I might be sat 20 yards outside the panel doors and not be able to see a panel and watch it on my phone on YouTube, which I would have done in England.
Yeah.
So my opinion is the lottery system, I understand it. There are pros to it. The cons are doing it via an app and the chance that people will miss out.
It's the fact that the lotteries are live, but the app isn't.
Yes,
that's the weird one.
That's the growing issue now. I feel that what they should have done was say, oh, there's limited wristbands here. There also may be a chance for someone via lottery system. Of usually the Jello VIPs get it. I mean, they're like, oh, we've paid the same VIP prices every other year, but now we might have got into the panel before, so the VIPs are probably they've got a double whammy, 2 in 1. They might as well start doing lottery system. Actually, yeah, forget it. Let's contact Repo. Let's do a lottery system for Jedi Master VIP tickets from now on, because everyone wants one of them, but they seem to go straight away. I think the lottery system, I understand it more for the Hasbro, Funko, and the whole shopping experience, because it is a nightmare to get into those areas. I think 2017, people apparently were queuing for hours to get into the Celebration store and get the leftover oven mitts. No offense. But no, but I understand. And they said, "Oh, we want to introduce another new system where the smaller panels you can just apply for in the morning." Well, just let them turn up.
Yeah,
the shop. I understand the shop. Do your order online, pick it up in there at a certain time. That's great. That's just common sense now. That's just click and collect.
My fear with it as well is that they use this as a testing pilot, and then if it works, other conventions will now go, right, we've seen this work. We've now got an app for everyone who wants to meet this person or to do this. And it's got this overreaching thing that I think it's losing a bit of what we had where we meet.
The problem is we're British. We like a queue.
Yeah. I mean, I talk to people about the BAFTAs, red carpet, stuff like that. I don't think American premieres, they're all like invitation guests. They're not, we wait all night to get a wristband. Like British people love queuing, but it's because we've got the sense, I mean, I don't know, it's borderline racism, but there's a stereotype that British people do love to queue, and there's a stereotype that other countries their people don't, and that's where Celebration is this year. But then there are other theories that Chicago's not exactly got the lowest crime rate in America either. Even though there's,
I certainly wouldn't want to be on the streets over the nights. I'd want to be inside somewhere.
I'd want to be, yeah. But like when we were at XL, I mean that's like I mean obviously I've never been to Chicago, I've never been to McCormack Place. XL was great because it was like an airport hangar.
Yeah,
and everyone was safe in there. Don't know what McCormack Place is going to be like, so that could be a factoring issue. But I understand the lottery system, but again, it reserves.
Well, if you don't come back and your posters do, I'm nabbing them. It's fine. I'll keep them safe.
If I come back and my posters don't, I'm not coming back. Like how with John Wick when they took his dog.
That's the movie I want to see.
That would at this point that would happen. I mean, I'm technically getting no episode 7 guests, but I'm taking that post on the off chance I can just try and find someone.
Yeah,
because I only need John Boyega, Domhnall Gleeson, obviously Harrison won't be there, and Oscar Isaac to complete it.
You got Daisy Ridley?
Got Daisy. I've got Adam Driver. I mean, of the new cast, obviously Harrison Ford's Adam, but yeah, I'm off doing again. Sorry, guys. But the lottery system has caused debate, and
there is an off chance someone out there will basically apply for everything and get nothing.
And the guy next to him might apply for everything and get everything.
Yeah.
But I really hope they don't take into account. This is my issue. You should be able to prioritize what panels you want to go into. Yeah. Because I would like to go into the Galaxy's Edge panel. Not now that I've got a Mogo Sympathizer, but if I would have applied for that, they might be like, well, he's applied for Galaxy's Edge, so let's just give him that one because he's applied for it and take him off the others. That's my fear, that I want to now apply for less to try and get into more. But then I know that the numbers might not mean anything, but then the numbers might. So, I mean, this happens on Friday.
Yeah, it creates that thing where people are going to be upset, like, of what they're getting into and what they're not. I don't like the fact that people are now going to get left out to, like you say, you're traveling halfway across the world to go to this and could end up on a big shopping experience and watching things on the TV.
Whereas someone who came 5 minutes down the road could get into everything.
Yeah. Just queue. Being
British, worrying about queuing. We're all back, people. We are back. Next bit of news is kind of an old news. Star Wars Resistance season 1 has wrapped up. We did do a special podcast, Dave and myself, looking back at season 1 and at the finale in particular, 2-part finale, No Escape. I mean, you can see our full reaction on there. Personally, thought it was fantastic. George, have you actually caught up on season 1 of Resistance?
I've decided that I will legally find a way to have all the episodes conveniently on an iPad for when I fly to America.
Good plan.
I mean, dependent on obviously what the airplane's entertainment is.
Yeah.
But someone I know went to Chicago last week, and Venom was on his airplane, so I'd be definitely unplugging my headphones and getting away from that.
A wise move.
Speaking of Venom, Riz Ahmed's $100. I haven't even got to that, but yeah, I'm not going to go into either. Fourth most expensive celebration guest.
Jar Jar Binks.
No, Riz Ahmed.
Yep. Who would have thought it?
No, it was in like Bodie Rock.
Bodie from
Bodie, sorry, Riz Ahmed. Yes,
Yeah.
I was thinking of Ahmed Best.
Sorry, no, I didn't make that obvious enough. Yeah, Riz Ahmed. Bodie Rock, the guy from all those Star Wars. Oh no, sorry, 30 minutes one. Anyway, again, wafting. No, Star Wars Resistance. I've heard. I mean, obviously the Gats. I've heard a lot about it now. Not individually what's happened in episodes. I've seen the odd clip. I believe they've got to the point of episode 7 now. But I've heard it's got a Rebels not vibe, but as it's progressed, it's found its strengths and
definitely.
it's been able to improve. So I am intrigued. It's still
half the series is much stronger than the first half.
So I'm going to give it like Rebels. I mean, I waited for Rebels to finish before getting through season 1. So when I have Resistance, it was just when I tried watching the animation was a issue for me. But if I can get past that, I'm sure I'll be fine. But I think I need to sit down and just get it all out. It's like Clone Wars. I mean, I'd say when you're Clone Wars at your fingertips, you could get through the rubbish episodes to get to the good ones. So, whereas when you're watching it weekly, it's a lot harder.
Indeed. Well, Resistance, the second half is stronger than the first. It's kind of like that Rebel season 1 vibe. First half is very Disney, then it builds up, and then by the time you get to the end of it, it's just you want more. It is fantastic. Genuinely, absolutely loved it. And then, that is the end of the news this evening. It's a very short evening in terms of news, purely because everything's ramping up for Star Wars Celebration. And that's, we won't know anything. When we have Star Wars Celebration, of course, afterwards we're going to have a massive digest. We've got a lot more coming, but for now, I didn't expect anything. The poster was a nice added bonus for this evening. It's in the leaked image, but didn't expect anything else to come out. So going on to Star Wars, we've had a new Star Wars audio book, exclusive audio novel announced, which is Dooku Jedi Lost. So Tell, during her days as Sith apprentice, the Sergeant Ventress has a new mission and uncovers the secrets of her master, Count Dooku. So the Star Wars show announced it. It's coming out on April 30th, and the cover art is absolutely fantastic. You've got a Jedi Count Dooku with a blue lightsaber. You've got a Sergeant Ventress. It looks fantastic, and I'm a big Ventress fan. I cannot wait for this to come out.
I'm intrigued. I mean, we don't actually know a lot about Count Dooku. I mean, what's his Jedi name?
Yeah.
We have Darth Tyrannus and Count Dooku. I'm quite sure no Jedi was called Count.
No,
So
definitely
I'm intrigued to see if this explores how he turned. So it's very intriguing. And I like the fact that certainly over the last year or so, Lucasfilm seems to be really upping the sort of the canon and what they're allocating towards the prequels. I think for the first couple of years, the sort of the Disney era, they've kind of smashed out original trilogy. I wouldn't even say gaps between 3 and 4, but more like that original trilogy, the last sort of 4 or 5 years. And
and the comics themselves look between 4 and 5, so there's a lot of gap between those two.
Exactly. Whereas now I think they're going to go full out. I mean, we've got the Anakin and the Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan book coming out
Master
soon.
and Apprentice, which there is a Celebration exclusive cover, which I might have to get you pick up for me.
$45 though, so that's a lot for a book.
Serenity for 25. Robin's put, I hope his first name is better than Sheev. I know Robin has a problem with Palpatine's first name being Sheev, so yes, do kind of hope it's a little better than that. It has got a full cast, so it's narrated by Mark Thompson with the other vocal performances by a full cast. I genuinely can't wait for it. They are doing more. You've got the Age of Republic comics that are just wrapping up now. The last one was actually Dooku and Grievous on the villain side of things. So they are ramping up the prequel era, and with the rumors that D.B. Weiss and David Benioff's series will be a Old Republic series, looking back in the Legends and the canon, seeing what they're going to make canon, seeing what's going to become what they're putting on from Legends. I'm excited to see what they do with this.
Mm.
It's a very interesting time for, as I say, as we're now ramping up towards the end of this Skywalker saga. Once they close that out, all doors are open.
Yeah, for sure.
I can't wait for them to go back and just annihilate the gaps between 7 and 8. Sorry, 6 and 7. As soon as 9's out, you just feel that content will come. Obviously, The Mandalorian is in theory one of them, with it being obviously 9 years after. But there is so much to explore.
Resistance Season 2 will probably explore some of that, because where it starts in October and finish in the following year, 9 will have been out by that point. Mandalorian, again, part of that canon. So there's a lot they can put around that. So seeing what happens and where it goes, we're very interested to see.
Definitely.
Although, speaking of new canon, again, we have the official synopsis revealed for Galaxy's Edge Black Spire novel by Delia Dawson. So after devastating losses at the hands of the First Order, General Leia Organa has dispatched her agents across the galaxy in search of allies, sanctuary and firepower, and her top spy, V. Moradi, may have just found all three on a secluded world at the Galaxy's Edge. Planet for lush forests, precarious mountains, and towering petrified trees, Batuu is the furthest possible frontier of the galactic map, the last settled world before the mysterious expanse of wild space. The rogue smugglers and adventurers who eke out a living on the largest settlement on the planet, Black Spire's outpost, are here to avoid prying eyes and unnecessary complications. Phi, a resistant spy on the run from the First Order, is hardly a welcome guest, and when a shuttle full of stormtroopers lands in her wake, determined to root her out, she has no idea where to find help. To survive, Vi will have to seek out the good-hearted heroes hiding in a world that redefines scum and villainy, with the help of a traitorous trooper and her, I can't actually pronounce it, the Kerabic droid. She begins to gather a colourful band of outcasts and misfits, and embarks on a mission to spark the fire resistance on Batuu before the First Order snuffs out entirely. I'm looking forward to seeing the background on the First Order, on Black Spire before we go to Galaxy's Edge, because all three of us will visit at some point in our life. That's just, there's a guarantee. When we'll do it is when George has paid off Celebration, when Dave has convinced his wife, and when I can find the money somewhere.
Sorry. You go first.
Okay, I was just going to say, I do like that they're building stories around the park itself. I do like that it's going to be so immersive, and that you're not just going to walk through a park. That's not where you're going. You're actually going to a planet that you have read about, or you've heard about, you've seen something of. So I really quite like that element. I probably won't read the book, but I do like that it has a canon around it.
I have a very intriguing opinion. Obviously, I'm looking for Star Wars Land. Doing a book on Black Spire Outpost is fine. But what I'm worried about is in episode 9. Oh, this guy, he's from Black Spire Outpost. Wink. I don't know if this is meaning cynical. I love the fact they're doing Star Wars Land. I want to go. I am very going to be. I don't want Disney just to keep being it. Like, I don't want it to be referenced in everything, because it just feels like marketing. The book works fine because it's designed around it. It's still a little bit on the nose, but if do you see what I mean? If you could see like a really cheap cameo coming where someone they start name dropping it in events, or I think it might have already been name dropped in something where I just don't. I mean, I'm really looking forward to it, but I feel quite cynical that I hope they don't overset their mark. We all know Star Wars Land is coming. We all know Disney want them to go there. But if it's going to be an point where there are forced references towards it, then, I mean, I'm just not going to have any issue with me.
No, we do have references in canon already, in terms of we've got the Doc Ondar comic coming out, as well as the book, and there are references in a book and a comic which I've not read, which Robin has refreshed my memory of, which is Thrawn Alliances, and Poe. And I haven't actually got to Thrawn Alliances yet. I'm currently reading the Ahsoka book before I get onto Thrawn Alliances. And the Poe Dameron comic is on my list of comics to read, but I'm currently working through Vader, the Dark Lord, so the second run of Vader. So I will get to both of those eventually. But yes, there are references already in canon. Doc Ondar comic is coming, the book's coming. So I don't think they need to do anything in 9. There might be a character that's in 9 that you then find out afterwards comes from Black Spire. If they do it that way around, so there's a character in it that you don't know is from Black Spire until you read the lore behind it. What I like is, though, you're not going to a shopping center with rides. They really are putting the effort into it to make it more of an immersive experience.
I mean, it's still a shopping center there, right? Like, we'd all buy it if we could. Like,
oh no, obviously, but you know what I mean. That it's not
this.
just a full just shopping center with rides. It's actually
Blue Milk.
there is an immersive experience. There is, like you have the John Williams soundtrack blaring out. You have more of the canon. There's just, and of course we have that animatronic.
I'm still looking forward to it. It's just they don't need to market it too much, but there will be that edge if they overly reference this in upcoming things, and if it starts getting referenced in like different eras of canon as well. Like if a random prequel comic was like, I heard of this place, the Black Spire Outpost, and then that crops up again conveniently in another timeline. It's kind of like
it's got to be done tastefully. Like, it has to be. Yes, if you're going to put it in there, it has to lead with a story. They can't just be like throwing it. And there's Batu. Remember there, the outpost. They have a great shop there. I heard.
Yeah,
indeed.
Exactly. So I mean, I'm still looking forward to it, but I've just got that slight bit of cynicism about dependent on how they market it. They don't even need to market it. Everyone wants to go.
Yeah. Oh, too right.
Again, so then that is the end of Star Wars Toy Shelf. So Diamond Select Toys, we've already heard on our last show that Diamond Select Toys have now bought the rights to Gentle Giants. They've done very quickly by bringing out a Hera, which is $105, and a Maul, which is $200 more with giant spider legs, which looks fantastic. The Hera, I'm not a huge fan of, but the Maul looks amazing.
Maul looks great. Hera looks terrifying.
She looks a bit creepy.
Yeah, it's like they've got the animated version. It's gone, well, we want to make her more human looking for a release, and they've gone with, well, this will go with this face. It doesn't quite work.
Am I the only one that whenever they release any black shirts from the animated shows, they always look a bit weird? Like you were designed in the animated world. I don't want to be rude. I'm not animatist. I don't know. Like when they overdo the humanity, like someone said, it'd be great if Katie Sackhoff played Bo-Katan in Mandalorian. I thought, that would be great because Katie Sackhoff, she's actress, she's done it, and it'd be cool to see a transition of animated character into live action. Bit of the opposite, obviously not like Saul Guerrero, because obviously that kind of happened after. Then they remodeled him after Forrest Whitaker.
They did it the other way around.
Yeah,
exactly. I'd like to see someone just out of the ordinary, something, but. When they've got these so established Rebels people that have been around for like 5 years, then trying to push them to being human, not human, but live action, it's a lot harder to sell.
Yeah. Indeed. And then next, so we have the blue chrome Funko Pops and the Maul and Watto Pops. Pops we can skip over. No one cares about Pops. Dave.
I love Pops. Let's talk about them.
Yeah, Dave.
They're just. I just love these things. I mean, they're releasing so many of them. I think there's about 6 being released, exclusive to Celebration. These are the blue chrome. There is also a gold chrome.
Yep.
The same thing.
Going to be shared.
They're going to be the worldwide convention exclusives. So they'll be fairly easy to get. And I'm guessing they'll be everywhere. They'll probably be on a lot of the sites to actually buy. It's these blue ones, the blue chrome, that you're going to be really hard pressed to get. These are Celebration only. And again, that's the lottery. You have to enter the lottery to get into the store and then see if you get that Funko Pop. So that is going to be hard to get. They will probably be priced very, very highly once Celebration finishes. I think they're only $12, $13 at Celebration. The price aftermarket, I don't even think what they're going to be.
The Pops, I mean, there was only 2. I think last time they had about 4 or 5 in 2017.
Well, we went in 2016. There was 1, which was the Forlorn Pop, which I have.
I feel that I don't want to say they've peaked. I don't want to sound rude. I mean, obviously you guys knew what I was like, but over the last year or so, even at the Comic-Con last week, there was less Pop stands than I've seen in a couple of months.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say that. I mean, they're still very popular. There's still money in them. They're still fun to collect. But I feel as if that peak may have just it's slowed, not coming down off the peak, but it certainly hasn't got any bigger than what they were a year or 2 ago. And I feel like they've probably settled now.
I'm quite happy with that because that means it's easier to buy them as they come out, so I don't have to. Otherwise, it's just another 3 out, and another 3 out, and we've got more.
Well, that's what they were doing like 2 years ago. Like, how many porgs did they release in the end? Like 7.
Yeah.
Right. And I think obviously what happened in Last Jedi with Hasbro said, we just oversaturated the market. We thought we could do episode 7 again. We were wrong. We won't make that mistake for 9. I think with Funko, they said, the Porgs enough was enough. We know we got that one wrong. And I hope that, these ones look great. It's nice to get episode 1. They got Watto, man. Give it to us, Nas.
That'd be awesome.
I love the fact that, Lucasfilm, they've not just said, oh yeah, we're just doing a 20th anniversary panel for the sake of it. They've fully embraced this for the celebration. They are going to celebrate the 20th anniversary of episode 1.
Oh, it's massive.
Two right this should. I'll be there cheering. That scene in Arrested Development. There are dozens of us. That'll be me shouting that I'm a legitimate prequel fan. None of you fake people that have been around. Oh, I love the prequels now. I hate the Disney films. There are too many of them around these days.
Indeed.
But no, I am very excited to see what other. They've announced a lot more exclusives, but the big one, the best one, is easily the Black Series Maul and Obi-Wan.
Yeah, I want those. I would do anything to get my hands on those two. I want them so badly.
I feel that they've made a Qui-Gon, and I reckon that's going to be San Diego. Because you can't just make more than Obi-Wan, surely.
It makes sense that is a Qui-Gon, but hasn't Qui-Gon already had a release in the Black Series?
Yes,
he has.
So has Maul.
So it would have to come out as an archive figure.
No, because Maul's already been done.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan's had one, but it's episode 2 Obi-Wan.
No, yeah. No, you're right. Yeah,
that's one. But then they're going to release now Obi-Wan as a normal figure, like this episode 1 Obi-Wan.
Yeah,
I'm just sat there if they did a Qui-Gon, San Diego, there's been 3 exclusives to get. You're going to cost an arm to get them. No one knows if they're going to share the exclusive yet. Hasbro still haven't confirmed. I think I saw one of the panels I'd really like to get to is actually a Hasbro panel. I need to double check all the times and whatnot, but I'm surprised. I haven't really been able to buy these the last couple of months, but the vintage figures, there's been no Celebration exclusive, which I find very, very shocking.
Yeah, because I got the SDCC one last year, which was the Afra BT1 000 one.
Yeah, they've done them before this, but not at Celebration. Why? That's just my question. I was at MCM this weekend. Someone had a Jabba sales bar. She was trying to sell it for $2,000.
What?
He got 3. He said he sold 2 of them for 1,000, and basically said the third one was his personal one that he would not sell unless there was an absurd bid of 2,000. Yeah. So he's kind of
however, you can buy them in Europe as of
tomorrow.
As of tomorrow, yeah.
I think they're gonna go. The problem is they're £500. You're not going to take out of the box. You're paying £500 for a cardboard box, and it's not got that appeal of the original Kenner because it's not original Kenner. I've messaged you guys. I have not really gone into it. My thoughts on the new vintage, but I love seeing all these new films with the old style figures. But what I don't like seeing is the old 80s. Well, to be rude, to the original trilogy films, having them because they've had their time. They had 16 years of merchandise before Power of the Force and Episode 1 was a thing.
Yeah.
The whole point of vintage is to see these new characters in a new style. And, that's what the vehicle was. I only bought the Rogue One Assault Tank because why would I buy an X-Wing? Why would I buy a TIE Fighter? They've been around. The Rogue One Assault Tank Troop, that's just incredible. I love that. I just love everything about Rogue One, to be fair. But, it's very interesting to understand why they didn't do anything. And yet, San Diego, they'll have loads.
It's just, it seems like the way they're doing the release and things now, it's...
They don't always make sense.
Yeah.
And they're announcing them like a year and a half before they come out. These aren't films they're announcing a year and a half early. They're bloody toys. Just announce them and release them that month. I don't need to know what's coming out in September 2020.
You really don't, yeah. It should be kind of known, like, look, they're just toys, but this is coming out in 3 weeks. This is what's happening now.
This is wave 2, March. Not like, oh, here's wave 18, here's 3 more to come, 2 here. Who's going to have a countdown, honestly?
Yeah. To feel that we also have then the other new exclusives which we found about, which was the Lego Vader bust and the Maul football. Now, I'm the only one out of the 3 of us who'd be excited for the football because it's American football. It's done by Wilson, who do the official...
$100 for a football, though.
You know what? This is going to sound insane.
Yes!
That's not actually that bad considering...
An American football's like $5 at a shop.
Right. Not the Wilson ones. They're usually about $80 a pop. For the actual for the proper footballs, they're about $80 a pop. And the for a Super Bowl one, you're talking about 120 to 150. So this is actually about on price because it's leather. It's done. I know the pricing. That's why I can say it's not too badly priced considering. However, for anyone who isn't an American football fan, yes, it's an insane price. I mean, I want it, but I'm not going to pay $100 for it.
All the exclusives in the entire world at Celebration. Phil, you're there. Black Series, Lego, Funko, statues, anything. Here you go. Have an American.
We just have Rob in the comments going, and Phil is dumb enough to get it as well. Like,
there's a Maul. Why is Darth Maul? I mean, as a kid, right? The weirdest thing I ever had. For some reason, I was bought a skateboard. It had Darth Maul's face on it. No idea why. I wasn't a skateboarder, but I understand there are Star Wars fans that like American football, but can you imagine them? You know what's going to be worth so much in the future that we all need? That Star Wars American football.
I mean, I want it, but
would you?
not that
okay,
badly.
I put you in a room. Here's the one thing you have at Star Wars Celebration. Go.
Yeah, I'll get them all Black Series.
Number 2. What's your second one?
The Obi-Wan Black Series.
Then the other myth.
This is round 2. Phil's going to organise like the loot box. I'm like, he's going to hope there's American football in here. There's American football in here. Can you imagine? Imagine they did a lottery for an American football and just no one entered it.
Oh,
yep. I can well imagine that. So let's talk about the Lego Vader bust, shall we?
I don't know if I like the fact it's the 20th anniversary of Lego Star Wars. I mean, I got a real kick of nostalgia when they announced all the new boxes, and when they did that pod racer, because that's the first Lego I ever owned. So I really want to buy that to keep it unboxed, just out of nostalgia. The Vader bus looks horrible, but it is an exclusive. It's an event I'm going to, and if that can cover my Anakin Skywalker autograph, so be it.
I'm not a fan. I don't think it's designed very well. It doesn't look great as a Vader bust. So yeah, it's not. And I love my Lego, but it's not for me.
I mean, when they said, "Oh, they're going to do a Vader bust," I thought it'd be like UCS. Like, here is this giant Lego piece. It's going to be his, because they did. I'm sure when Lego Stars first started. I mean, I don't know Lego Technics, but there was a Darth Maul Lego bust.
Yes.
I mean, it may have been because I was a kid, but I believe that would look like it was in detail as well.
Yeah. It was. It was actually a really detailed piece as well. It looks really good.
Yeah.
And I've got the Lego Yoda, which I've had for about 15 years now, which I'm just looking at. That's why I'm staring at the wall. I mean, that's still one of the best things I've ever built. You know, this Vader. I mean, I get they want a smaller Celebration exclusive. They probably don't want anything too big, too bulky.
Yeah. It's better than the trash compactor. That's for damn sure.
But the trash compactor was worth so much, I didn't get it. I really didn't get it, and that's why I'm here. Like, whoa, I'm just going to go into that Lego. If I get rejected from Funko, if I get rejected from Black Series, I'm just going to have to go in Lego, aren't I? I'm at a point now where the lottery system has messed me up in the head so much. I might end up coming back from American football if I get rejected from everything.
Oh, and there goes my flag.
Oh, brilliant.
Honestly, can you guys imagine if I come? You best right, guys. George, what did you bring back from Celebration? He's just got like a suitcase full of American footballs.
Oh,
are you sure Phil didn't go in your place?
It would be like the first Star Wars Celebration exclusive that, well, except the loot box that sells for less than profit.
Oh God, that thing! Don't even get me started. I have PTSD about that.
I remember that box so clearly. I was like, some YouTube videos popped up of like these French people getting it first.
Yep.
And like they were all like shouting.
And you guys just messaged me going, Phil, I'm looking forward to your video going up. Why is that? You'll see. Oh no, you'll see. It's fine. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Games. We move on to games. We've had the return of Lucasfilm games. So. This is something that I've been hoping for a long time because LucasArts got shut down when Disney bought out Lucasfilm, and it's kind of interesting. So, an update to the early story referred to the Lucas Games division making a return under the new Disney umbrella of ownership. Based on the information IGN received after speaking with Lucasfilm representative, it was revealed that Lucasfilm Games was not completely shut down after the closure of LucasArts back in 2012, as originally thought, as part of Disney's acquisition of the Lucasfilm brand. The game division has in fact remained active and involved in overall quality of their titles. Obviously not. Capital Supremacy game mode coming to. Oh no, that's a different part. Sorry, But continuing on reading that, I thought it actually had more of the blur there. Yeah, apparently, obviously not though. They haven't done any quality checking when it comes to Battlefront 2. It's taken them 2 years to get it right. I mean, far too long. But that's not the point. LucasArts or Lucasfilm Games is coming back, and I could not be happy about that.
I really don't want to burst your bubble.
Why?
So this came from 6 jobs being advertised on Disney. It's come out that it's under Lucasfilm Games, not LucasArts. Basically, what's happened is, if you look at everything's happening with EA and Star Wars, EA's took longer to get trailers out for games, to get pictures out for community transitions on Battlefront, because they have their contacts at Lucasfilm, like the storyboard, who do the the story group and everything like that. Basically, all they're doing, they're just recruiting some more people that can sit on the story group to have sort of, I guess, quicker and better communication between EA and basically Lucas. So when they start these new games, they will have Lucasfilm employees sitting down with them, not your Pablo Hidalgos and all those. I'm guessing they'll still help out to a degree. But basically what it is that unfortunately EA still has full control. But basically Lucasfilm just trying to bring in some more people that can basically monitor the EA stuff. So I think it's more of a political sort of move, because there's no when you're running like a games company, there's for Lucas, there have been hundreds of employees, 6 very highly ranking jobs going, like producers, like director of and stuff like that. They're very much a very small group of people, a small select group of people. I'm assuming will have a massive influence on like the upcoming games, and if it means the go-to between EA and story groups, apparently rumors are that the story group are infuriated with that they were spending so long on games. EA were cancelling them because obviously they've had to rework canon, they've had to reapprove canon, and obviously like EA's been like, nah, we've binned it and it's gone. And I've heard that that's one of the reasons for Lucasfilm Games is to pop up. It's very interesting because I hadn't heard this. I saw the exact same thing everyone else did, but then I saw an article where someone was basically speaking about that, and it was very interesting to read that.
It's a good take, and I think it is right because obviously, like you say, with the cancellation of games, that will probably then be books and comics and all sorts they have just planned around, and they have to now go, right, that's not part of it anymore. It is a big loss of information storytelling. So I think it's wise that they have a company that are overlooking that side of it that then is outside of the story group itself.
Indeed. It's just unfortunate EA is mishandling it so badly that they need people in there to kind of sort the mess out. Although, speaking of EA and Battlefront 2, Capital Supremacy game mode is coming to Star Wars Battlefront 2. Starting March 26th, the forces of the Galactic Republic and Separatists clash in Capital Supremacy, an immersive Clone Wars era authentic experience in Battlefront 2, where non-linear ground battles fuse with the thrill of invading capital ships and taking them down. Along with the update, they're releasing the latest location, which is Pipeline Junction West on Geonosis, plus a Separatist Dreadnought and Republic attack cruiser. Capital ship interiors, all serving as settings to the dynamic and tactical warfare of Capital Supremacy. They're also releasing 2 additional reinforcement units to join the battle as well, the Infiltrator class. So you got the Republic ARC Trooper and Separatist BX Commando droid as well. I'm really looking forward to the Commando droid and the ARC Troopers. I think they look really cool. The game mode does look awesome. Again, it's just that sad fact it's taken them so long to implement it in the game.
EA seem to have made a perfect game, but way down the line than they should have had.
Yeah, I've been playing this so much recently. The updates have done so well, but they pushed away such. I'm happy that the community's kind of returned now. There's probably a lot higher between sort of. I guess the first month that was probably out, they probably had peak people playing, and then it probably dipped until the Clone Wars content from last year. And I kind of have a little bit of respect for EA that they didn't just give up on it; they just kept going. And I think they've now realized that if they build it, they will come. People will come.
Yeah.
And they were originally Star Wars was going to be the game. Sorry, Battlefront was going to be every alternate year. So this year would be, the new Battlefront. And they kind of said, we're not doing that. We are doing something else. And we're going to keep improving this game. And I think if they do a Battlefront 3, so much hinges on it, because if it's wrong, that's Battlefront done and dusted.
Yeah.
If they're going to keep getting that confidence back off people, then that will help push towards the Battlefront 3. Because the game is perfect now. But it's just that, they lost it on the
It's
wrong.
just taken them far too long to get there.
Exactly.
And then tonight we'll wrap it up with looking at the timings for celebration. Now we're going to announce right here, right now, that we are George, Dave, and myself are working towards doing an episode before George flies out to celebration to do a full preview episode, break down what we want out of it, what George will hopefully be seeing if he's won any of the lotteries, things like that. We're going to do a full-on preview episode. So this will just be a sneak peek as to the panels and timings, because I've got the System Open series that weekend. Robin will be there as well, so hopefully he's going to give me a hand in the evenings getting the content done and hopefully be a guest star. I haven't asked him yet. He's just watching the episode, so he's just finding out now. I think actually no, probably to speak to him about it. Of course, Dave and George. So George will be our reporter on the ground. Dave will be watching. I'll be watching. So we're going to do our preview episode then. For now, I'm just going to talk you through the timings for the panels. George, do you want to take us through this, considering you're be the one actually on the ground at that particular point in time?
So the full panel announcements have come out now. I haven't been able to check the entirety of the schedule.
I just picked some of the main ones out in our schedule.
Exactly. These are the exact same ones. I'm the same with you that I know, but these are the ones that Star Celebration have announced as well. So on Thursday, it's kind of been confirmed now. I actually haven't showed anyone this yet. Here's my pack with all my holiday stuff. Ticket at the front, Star Celebration letter. They've actually confirmed Thursday is just going to be between 1 p.m. and 8 p.m.
Yeah, and if anyone at this particular point wants to screenshot George's reference number to get in, you're more than welcome to.
No, it's on there. It's the generic letter.
I was just taking
the important thing is the autograph tickets are at the back.
Yeah.
Yes, they're safe. No, so the Thursday's officially confirms the preview day, so I think it's just going to be like the odd little bits of merchandise. If that's, I don't even know what preview days are at conventions. So it's news to me.
It's normally, I know San Diego Comic Con do, where there's no panels, it's just like the shop floors open.
Yeah, so, that's the thing. Are they going to put like Hasbro stuff out on the Thursday? Might get my weekend shopping done on the Thursday.
I think you would be not able to buy anything, just see it there. I don't think you'll actually be able to purchase any exclusives on that day.
I will find out. It's like mapping out the area, I guess.
Yeah, it's like basically window shopping, getting you exactly where you want
to be.
Yeah.
So that's Thursday. Friday is going to begin in traditional celebration experience with the episode 9 panel, 11 a.m. US time. Obviously, it's going to stream around the world. Confirmed. So Star Wars Show Live will be everywhere. That'll be streamed. Saturday, the big panel. We've got Galaxy's Edge. And then which is 11 a.m. local time, followed by the Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Shit, I just realized I'm going to miss that. Sorry. I've just realized I'm going to miss the panel for the games. That's really annoying. Then we've got Sunday, where we've got the Mandalorian, which is again basically the celebration stage is the big one. The morning, you're only going to do the lottery system for the morning panels. That is only going to basically be episode 9, Galaxy's Edge, Mandalorian, and on Monday the Phantom Menace. Now each day is going to have some other big panels, not as big, but so for example on the Sunday we've got the Clone Wars sneak peek. Saturday we've got the Rebels reunited. I believe that Alan Tudyk's got a panel at some point. Very disappointed at the lack of panels by names, whether these are something they may add nearer the time, but I'm very disappointed at the minute how little names. I mean,
I'm still proud of the Anti-Daniels panel at Celebration 2016 when I made him absolutely piss himself laughing.
I mean, this thing, I like being able to go to listen to these guys talking about their careers. Yeah. Celebration 2016, I remember if anyone follows Empire Magazine, they had their own area. Do you guys remember that?
Yeah.
And me and my sister just sat down to have a breather. The next thing you know, there's a Q&A and Anti-Daniels comes out. And we were there for like an hour.
Yeah.
And it's the little things like that. And I like panels. I like them talking about themselves. When I went in 2016, obviously we were at the Carrie Fisher one. That was incredible. We all went to the sort of closing ceremony together. I didn't get to go to the Mike Hamill one, unfortunately, due to the wristband issues. But there's not enough panels, and I know they usually have the same people. But Ray Park always does a panel, and he's not even got one. Whether again they announce it, I don't know. But there's the full panel online. I'm looking forward on Saturday. I can get into it. They're going to be doing a panel for the Droid Builders. So they've got Matt Denton, Lee Towsey, and I forgot the third one's name. My bad. Who again
is Sunday 1:30 or 2:30.
Sunday 1:30. See, I mean, he's such a great critic. He's probably got loads to talk about. And I thought Forrest Whitaker could be a guy that could do a panel.
Yeah,
no, apparently not. And I don't know. I need to sit down, map it out, get the spreadsheet going, get those timings going, get the stages on, work out where I want to be. But I think, in all honesty, the biggest one's obviously episode 9. Then to me, it's probably episode 1.
Yeah.
I've got a feeling there's going to be. They've kind of said on Twitter, the organizer, that not everybody who attends a panel is signing autographs, which basically is the usual. The episode 9 cast will be there. I have interpreted this as either Sam Jackson. I don't think will. I've got a feeling either Sam Jackson, Liam Neeson, or Ewan McGregor will attend the episode 1 panel. Maybe even George Lucas, as when he moderated the 40th anniversary panel.
Yeah.
If Lucas could moderate an episode 1 panel, and I hope to God that Jake Floyd is there, I don't think he will.
Is he out of?
I don't know. This is the thing. Like, it's if there was a place for him to make a public appearance, probably have the respect of the audience. I think I would like it to be that. I don't know. But it's like Hayden.
Yeah.
When I still remember watching that 40th anniversary panel, when Hayden walked out, he looked so nervous.
Yeah.
And I remember.
I reckon Ahmed Best to be out for that panel.
Oh, he'll definitely. Anyone signing episode 1, I reckon, is going to be that panel. Ahmed Best, Hugh Quashie, the legend Captain Panaka, Ian McDermott. I'm sure they'll all be there. The big name signing for episode 1 will be there. But I think you can't. They're not big enough to have just an episode 1 panel by themselves for the 20th anniversary. And to market it as the main panel that day, I think there's going to be guests, and I hope to God that there is an Obi-Wan Kenobi appearance. Blah blah. TV series confirmed. But no, I go back to Hayden. I think when he came out at 40th anniversary of Chicago, I just sat there and I was there like, wow, like he looked so nervous because he's had so much abuse for so many years off these people sitting in the crowd.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Definitely the people sitting in the crowd. And as soon as he sat down and they cheered him, he looked so comfortable.
Yeah.
And I think now, that was nice to see as a fan of him, someone that's defended him for years. And apparently over that weekend of signing, he was really good with his fans. Apparently he's got a lot of time for like the memes, the jokes, because it's what you guys saw what Ewan McGregor said about a month or 2 ago about the prequels, where he basically said, I got ridiculed for years and years. Now the generation that grew up with the prequels are the ones complimenting me all the time. He goes, it's touching, and now I understand George Lucas's vision.
Yeah.
And for you to say that was a big deal, and I think it's the same with Hayden that, that our generation has grown up, and like we love it. We love all of them. And I feel that if Jake Floyd did make an appearance, that the timing would be right. Again, I don't know what happened. I bet $300 Natalie Portman won't be there.
I think you could definitely bet every penny you have.
I would bet both my posters.
Ooh, that is a big claim by George.
I'm only joking.
I will take that bet, sir.
If she was there,
take
I'd
that
make
bet.
it aside. No, I don't think Natalie Portman will be there. If she did,
You heard it here first. I will make sure that if it happens, I will replay this episode to you. I will take you up on that bet, and I will claim your posters if she is there.
They would burn before they left my company. No one's having them but me. I did not wait an entire day for a Winnie the Pooh premiere to give it up. No, episode 1 panel. I think Mandalorian's going to be like a big one.
Yeah,
I think episode 1 could steal the show if they've got the right people out.
Absolutely.
I don't think you'll get John. I mean, if they lift the curtain up again and it's John Williams again, but this time with the choir doing Duel of the Fates, then I would be fine.
Yeah, that would be the best thing ever.
We will hate you slightly. We hate you already, but we'll hate you slightly more.
I'm just going to be there, just if for whatever reason.
But if Hugh McGregor doesn't come out and go, hello there, I would just be disappointed.
He'd know it as well.
Yeah,
he would. He knows, and that's the thing. He loves it. He loves. Wow. I've mixed. Ewan McGregor mixed things. I've heard he likes the Star Wars. He hates the autograph dealers. Fair play. I hate autograph dealers too. I'm not one. I'm just a crazy fan. Not that crazy. Though. I wouldn't do your hotel. But I think it's nice to see these prequel actors come out and say, you know what, I did like it, and it took them, and now they've had the support from the fans that are growing up with it. And it's like the same people that moan about the prequels now hate Disney love episode 1, 2, 3. Yeah. When 10, 11, 12 comes out, if they do, I know they keep saying it's the end of the Skywalker saga. If they do a 10, 11, 12, you know what? We loved episode 8, 7, 8, and 9 all along.
Yeah, you know it will happen. You know it will happen.
I hate Star Wars TV series. I just want them to be Star Wars films again. And then we get to like the new era films. He goes, you know what? I liked TV.
Yeah.
But yeah,
no one will be satisfied. There'll always be haters.
no, and that had been since 1983. People forget this. People didn't, for some reason, like Return of the Jedi. Well, they need to go off on one.
And I think that's where we can leave the show for this evening. I don't think there's anything else to add for, tonight, gentlemen.
No, not at all. Just yeah, now we're just in the build-up, ready for a celebration happening. It's George. How many days till you fly, sir?
13.
Wow.
2 weeks today, I shall be. Oh God, I didn't really think that through. I fly on the Tuesday, but then the convention's not really until Friday morning, is it? Because it's the preview day. I'm gonna have to do some exploring. The one thing I can't wait for in America. I mean, I've never been to America before, and I'm not going off the top again. I just want a Wendy's. Whenever I watch NHL, there's always like a Wendy's advert, and there's so much.
There usually is
for such a cheap price. I just want to watch people in America.
Go to a restaurant called Portillo's. You'll love it.
I really want to go to ice hockey, but unfortunately, Blackhawks bottles get into the playoffs. So
yeah, the Blackhawks, they're not what they used to be. And this is going for a Bruins fan.
Yeah, but they won like 18 out of 20, and they went from like bottom to like they were in the playoffs for 1 hour, a month ago, and then they just lost everything after.
Yeah, well, so this is coming from a Bruins fan, so yeah. But we shall leave the sports talk. This is not a sports arena. This is Ones of the Force of Star Wars podcast. As per usual, thank you so much for joining. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Ones of the Force, or at the Force Podcast. You can find this audio later on Podbean, Stitcher, and on iTunes. Of course, we're on YouTube. We're live every other week. We'll bring you an update with what's happening with our celebration panel, our celebration schedule, and our preview show at some point. So yes, good night from me. Good night from those two, obviously. Wait for them.
I've been so long I've forgotten how to say bye.
Yep. So all right, we Ones of the Force. May the Force with us be with you. Good night.